Thanks for joining us again. Now, Rollo puts us in touch with Dan Malecki, who interviews Amy Tubbs, who is one of the drivers in the Geelong Racing Cup. Just after that interview, Tom King will be here with sport.
Thank you very much, Megan, on Good Morning Geelong, as we're now joined by one of Australia's leading race callers, Mr. Dan Malecki, as he interviews Amy Tubbs here at the Beckley Park Harness Racing Geelong, talking about both her career and the Geelong Pacing Cup, the APCO Geelong Racing Cup.
Thanks, Rollo. I'm at Beckley Park, where one of the big races in harness racing, the APCO Geelong Pacing Cup, will be run on the 28th of February. Now, one of the stars in harness racing at the moment is Amy Tubbs, both as a trainer and a driver of perhaps the best horse in Australia, and that is Mel Park Major. Amy, welcome to Channel 31.
Thank you very much. I think Mel Park Major's a bigger star than me, but he's not as articulate in interviews.
Well, it's the girls have won the last three Inter Dominion, so I think you're heading them down the right path there to carry the flag for the ladies, because the first two favourites for the Inter Dominion are both going to be driven by women.
Yes, I think it's a trend we should definitely try and continue.
Now, Mel Park Major had a bit of a break. He won the Victoria Cup, which must have been just the best moment for you, because you having grown up in Victoria, it's our biggest race, and it's usually the best race in Australia for the year, and you won it. So tell us about that.
It was very special. It was just a moment that no one will ever forget that was associated with the horse, and it was such a big deal, and there were so many people so excited and so happy about it. We'd been looking forward to it for a long time, and we just missed winning our first race on the Grand Circuit in Sydney, so then to come and do it in Melbourne was just fantastic.
Now, everyone that was in Victoria for the last 12 months knew how good Mel Park Major was going to be. The rest of the country know how good Mel Park Major is. And we've got some big fish to fry over the next couple of months, in particular the Inter Dominion. But before then, the horse is working up to race fitness. And what's his plan over the next couple of weeks?
Well, he's going to trial on Monday night here at Geelong. And if he comes nicely through that, then there's every chance he'll head for the Geelong Cup here on the Saturday night.
It's important to get that grounding against good opposition. The Geelong Cup's obviously one of our best country cup races, and probably a race of that stature is important for him, going up against the very best horses only a couple of weeks after in the Inter Dominion.
Absolutely. He's a natural athlete and naturally a very fit horse, but to come here in a race as strong as the Geelong Cup at this really nice track that's not far from home for us would just be a perfect lead up for him.
Well, it's almost your home track, isn't it? You're on the Geelong Bacchus Marsh Road where you live, and where the stables are, or where Mel Park Major lives. So it's virtually a home track for you?
It is, yes. It's only 25 minutes, 30 minutes over here for them, so it's an easy trip, and they've got a great facility here and a great track, so our horses tend to go really well here. And
Mel Park Major's a track record holder here at Beckley Park?
He is. The big New Year's Eve meeting at Geelong, not the one just gone, the one before, he went about 157 over 2100 here. So that was a big night. That was one of the first runs he put in that really made people sit up and take notice.
Now, how old are you, Amy?
25.
It's a hard question to ask a lady, but 25. Well, if success comes your way, certainly in the Inter Dominion, you have to be one of the youngest ever. Certainly there has been some younger, but what a series it's going to be. Have you got any sort of nerves involved with being involved with such a great horse?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of pressure involved because he is a champion and you don't ever want to let him down. But I have a lot of faith in him. We get along well, so I do my best by him. We have a lot of luck, and he's so talented he can often get you out of a tight spot as well.
I bet he can. Well, I know amongst so many people, he's the favourite of so many. He's given me some big thrills just calling him. You know that there's just no bottom to him. No matter how hard he works in a race, he always seems to have something left at the end, which must make you feel pretty confident when you're sitting in the sulky.
Yeah, he has amazing heart, great stamina, so he's naturally talented, and then he just has this huge will to win. And loves the racing too. He's very docile at home, but once you get to the races and he knows that it's on, he really gets full of himself.
Well, look, good luck in the APCO Geelong Pacing Cup on the 28th, and looking ahead to the biggest one of all, the Inter Dominion, Amy. We're all pushing and rooting for you for that great series. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Amy Tubbs there, and we're talking about one of the great horses, Mel Park Major, who at this period of time will be rated the best pacer in Australasia. So we wish Amy all the best, Rollo, and look forward to a great race on the 28th at Beckley Park for the APCO Geelong Pacing Cup.
Yes, thanks very much, gentlemen. And of course, the Geelong Pacing Cup, Saturday, 28th of Feb out at Beckley Park. And some big news this morning that Mr. Swinger, the star Bannockburn horse, of course, trained and driven by Jeff Webster, of course, the winner of the Ballarat Cup, the SA Cup, third in the Victoria Cup last year, fifth in the Hunter Cup just a couple of weeks ago, will run in the race. A great draw card and should draw plenty of people through the gates. Looking forward to that one next Saturday night. We'll have more of a review, though, next Friday in Good Morning Geelong. Well, plenty happening now in the world of football. It's on us, 1 day away. The Cats in action tomorrow night against Adelaide in the NAB Cup pre-season clash. Of course, Geelong, couple of injuries. Guys will miss. Tom Harley will miss, of course, with that knee. Matty Egan, we know, is a long-term injury. Tom Hawkins still a little while away with that foot. Maybe next week if the Cats get through and host a quarter-final. Now, if they lose to Adelaide, they are off to Alice Springs where they will play the West Coast Eagles. If they win, home next Saturday afternoon against the winner of the Port Adelaide-Sydney clash, which will be played in Canberra on Sunday. David Wojcinski, another one likely to be rested. Now, Steve Johnson and Cam Mooney didn't play in last Friday's intra-club match. It'll be interesting to see if those two come up. Expect a couple of youngsters to get a crack. Simon Hogan, very good last week in the intra-club, along with Scott Simpson. Now, he might have kicked 2 goals, 6 or 7. He was a bit iffy with his kicking at goal, but he's a presence up forward and something the Cats may need in season 2009. The Falcons, they're looking at their TAC Cup season very closely now. It's only 6 weeks away. They have their intra-club matches at Camperdown this weekend and the cuts will start. There are only 50 spots up for grabs, 90 kids currently fighting out for a chance to take that next step in their football career and, of course, put themselves under the eyes of talent scouts over the next couple of years for those coming in as a bottom age. Let's move on to cricket now, the summer sport of choice here in Geelong. And, well, the Geelong Cricket Club are throwing away a finals berth. As certain as life, death and taxes is a Geelong Cricket Club falter after after Christmas, and it looks like it's going to happen this year. It didn't happen last year, but, well, they're in trouble against Frankston Peninsula after making 179. The Heat are 2 for 80, and you'd think with Nick Jewell to come back into the side from state commitments, their captain coach, they will get home the Heat, and Geelong then will have to beat Carlton, who are second on the ladder in the final round of the season. Big night of baseball Monday out at Warren Ponds at the Geelong Baseball Centre. It's a fantastic setup and getting put to good use lately with the Under-16 Nationals and the Claxton Shield, and now Australia playing Chinese Taipei in a warm-up game for the World Baseball Classic. The Aussies winning 9 runs to 3, 19 hits to 3, and a couple of Geelong boys got a chance to pitch for their country. Elliot Biddle and Dean Barker. Elliot through the 7th and 8th inning, and then Dean the final inning. And though they didn't give up any runs, they didn't disgrace themselves, and Elliot impressing coach-manager John Deeble. Oceania Road cycling titles were held last weekend in Port Arlington. Tommy Nankervis won the men's race, while Alexis Rhodes took out the women's event. And the Geelong Supercats, well, they kick off their pre-season tomorrow night. They take on Kilsyth up at Kilsyth. Always tough to win up at the Snake Pit. They go up there with, of course, their 2 new imports, Clifton Lee and Ismail Muhammad. They are both in the country. It's the first of 3 practice matches. The second next Friday night at Drysdale at the Bellarine Sports Centre, where they'll take on Ballarat the following Saturday. They're at home at the arena where they take on Dandenong. The first home and away game away to Mount Gambier on Friday, March the 13th. Plenty happening in the world of sport. You can keep up to date, of course, on K-Rock on the half hour between 6 and 9. And, of course, tomorrow night, K-Rock footy live from 6 o'clock, FM 95.5. Myself and Anthony Mithen bringing you every kick, mark and handball of a massive game between the Cats and the Crows. Megan, another big week in sport. It's back to you. See you next Friday.